As you can see here, from just after 12 p.m. to just before 2 p.m., President Trump delivered his statements at the rally, which incited an initial wave of protesters coming down to the Capitol. And his speech was still ongoing, and you saw the evidence of people broadcasting that on their phones. He finished his speech at about 1:11 p.m., at which point a much larger wave surged toward us here at the Capitol, ripping down scaffolding and triggering calls for law enforcement assistance. 30 minutes later, at 1:49 p.m., as the violence intensified, President Trump tweeted a video of his remarks at the rally with the caption, quote, "Our country has had enough. We will not take it anymore, and that's what this is all about," end quote. During the half hour following that tweet, the situation here drastically deteriorated. Insurrectionists breached the Capitol barriers, then its steps, then the complex itself. By 2:12, the insurrectionist mob had overwhelmed the police and started their violent attack on the Capitol. And as you all know, this attack occurred and played out on live television. Every major network was showing it. We've shown you during the course of this trial, side by side, exactly what the president would have seen on TV or his Twitter account. We've also shown you that he would have seen around 2:12 p.m. images of Vice President Pence being rushed off the Senate floor. Now, I won't replay all of that for you, but for timing purposes, here's the footage reacting to Vice President Pence leaving the floor.
No audio. They just cut out. It looks like they and sometimes the Senate
like they just ushered Mike Pence out really quickly.
Yes, they did. That's exactly what just happened there. And they ushered Mike Pence out. They moved him fast. I saw the motions too.
Defense counsel seems to suggest that somehow the president of the United States was not aware of this. That the president had no idea that his vice president had been evacuated from the Senate floor for his safety because violent rioters had broken into the Capitol, with thousands more coming, and with the Capitol Police completely overwhelmed. This was on live television. So defense counsel is suggesting that the president of the United States knew less about this than the American people. This is just not possible. That the Secret Service failed to mention that his vice president was being rushed from the Senate for his own protection. That nobody in the White House thought to alert him. That none of our law enforcement agencies raised a concern to the commander-in-chief that the vice president was being evacuated from the Senate floor as a violent mob assaulted the Capitol. That simply cannot be. And with each passing minute on the timeline of events on January 6th, it grows more and more inconceivable. Let's continue forward in time. Between 2:12 to 2:24, the Senate recessed. Speaker Nancy Pelosi was ushered off the floor. The Capitol Police announced a breach and a lockdown, and the insurrectionist mob began chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." And it was unfolding on live TV in front of the entire world. So again, let me ask you, does it strike you as credible that nobody, not a single person, informed the president that his vice president had been evacuated, or that the president didn't glance at the television or his Twitter account and learn about the events that were happening? Remember, this was the day of the Electoral College. Remember his obsession with stopping the certification. It's just not credible that the president at no point knew his vice president was in this building and was in real danger. Senators, I submit to you these facts. This timeline is undisputed. At 2:24 p.m., after rioters breached the barriers, after calls for assistance, after rioters stormed the building, after Vice President Pence was rushed from the Senate floor, and just before Vice President Pence was further evacuated for his safety, President Trump decided to attack his own vice president on Twitter. The undisputed facts confirm that not only must President Trump have been aware of the vice president's danger, but he still sent out a tweet attacking him, further inciting the very mob that was in just a few feet of him inside of this very building. The vice president was there with his family. He was in danger for his life. They were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence," and had erected a noose outside. And as we've shown, the mob responded to President Trump's attack instantly. The tweet was read aloud on a bullhorn, if you remember that video. Insurrectionists began chanting again about Mike Pence. And in those critical moments, we see President Trump engaging in a dereliction of his duty by further inciting the mob in real time to target the vice president with knowledge that the insurrection was ongoing. And that's, of course, included in the conduct charged in this article of impeachment.